Hello everybody, it's been a while. As you can see, my new glasses still haven't turned up, which is a pain in the ass. I meant to be here a month ago. Gotta love this place sometimes. Anyway, we are here to do another improv story, again from Twitch chat. I've got a long queue, I just haven't been doing them because I've been too busy, but I'm finally getting around to one. And this one comes from ChrisB, and is, and I have to do an awkward angle so I can read the prompt out. A buddy cop story about a loose cannon donut and a no-nonsense cop. He meant cake. I remember he meant cake. He said it in chat. Being partnered together. So essentially, Lethal Weapon. We're going to try and do a Lethal Weapon. It's not going to go well because I don't remember much about Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon 2, sure. Lethal Weapon? I think there were Christmas trees. Anyway, let's do it. It was another sunny day in the insanely suburban area of what has so far been a rather fantasy kind of inspired land of Pringalia, but now there's a nice fancy city and city problems. Still a cake city, but a city nonetheless. And it is what kind of cake should this be? What kind of cake can you get in slices? An almond slice. There's a family of almond slices, and one of them is a cop. His name is Tamron, and he is a by-the-book police officer. No nonsense. You do it by the rules. That's all he cares about is the rules, and the rules apply to everyone. He's a very good cop. He's a detective now, and he has a family, obviously, and I guess he should be 2 days from retirement because the no-nonsense cops always are. And I'm sure he probably won't die. Anyway, he is, let's give it what? 2 months? 2 months away from retirement. His old partner has already retired. And he has been told, unfortunately for his last little stint over the festive period, that he is going to have a new partner. He's not happy about it, but, you got to do what you got to do. He's expecting a rookie, 2 months to kind of pass on the sage old advice of a well-worn cop who became a detective. And he's hoping, really, just to stay around the desk. He's still got his pastry gun. No, icing gun makes more sense, right? He's still got his icing gun, but he doesn't really want to ice anybody anymore. He's past it. And he just like to, maybe walk the beat, eat some hot dogs. There's something very wrong about an almond slice eating a hot dog, but we'll stick with it. And yeah, he just wants to retire and have a lovely time with his family. He probably has a boat, or is doing up a boat because they always seem to have boats in these kind of things. And that's Tamron. On the other side, we have the loose cannon. We have the Mel Gibson, who you really shouldn't say his name anymore because Mel Gibson has turned out to be an absolute, idiot. But anyway, we have the Mel Gibson. We have McVitie. Oh, yeah. McVitie, he's a loose cannon. I'm trying to remember what Mel Gibson's character arc in Lethal Weapon actually was. Not that we're just ripping off Lethal Weapon, because that would probably be illegal. We're doing an homage. I remember. Caravan down by the beach. He has a dog. What kind of cake would... No. He's a donut. He's a donut. ChrisB wanted him to be a donut. So McVitie is a donut. What kind of donut? A jam donut. He's a loose cannon cop with a heart full of jam. Gold jam. A honey donut? That sounds disgusting. He's a honey donut, because then his heart will be full of gold. Anyway, he is... Well, he's batshit crazy, right? He's what Mel Gibson turns out to be, batshit crazy. And he's living alone in a caravan down by the beach. He's got a pet dog. The dog would be like a small cake, like a finger cake, right? Like a snack cake, like what are those American snack cakes that you just can't kill? Twinkies. The dog is a Twinkie. He has a pet Twinkie. who we're going to call Sebastian. And that's kind of his life. And he spends most nights with his icing gun just to the side of him. Just to the side of him there. Contemplating whether he should ice himself because his wife died in a horrific accident, which will probably end up being some kind of crime they have to investigate later, if he survives. But he's also a good detective. He just does things his own way. He's all about results, and he just wants to get the job done. He's not a dirty cop, but he is a cut corner type of cop. And at times, it can come across as dirty-ish. But he's always going after the bad guy. And we're going to have to do a little pause here because I'm about to sneeze. Anyway, in a twist that I'm sure nobody saw coming, Tamron and McVitie are partnered up. And they are partnered up. It's the festive period. And they are partnered up because... Oh my God, what would a drug for cakes be? More sugar? I can make it icing sugar, but then I feel like I've done that a lot already. But icing sugar does have that kind of drug look about it. Drugs are bad. Then it would also make sense because drugs could be lethal and icing somebody is lethal if you do it with an icing gun. I think it makes sense. Yes, there is a underground icing sugar ring operating in... Oh shit, what did I call the city? Did I give it a name? If I did, I've forgotten it. And we're going to call it Cannon. It's the city of Cannon. This is going great. This is going great. So there is an underground icing sugar ring in the city of Cannon. And McVitie had caught wind of it by doing a bust in his normal madcap fashion, where he accidentally shot 2 people in the knees. Yes, cakes have knees. And basically the captain, the no-nonsense captain, I'm not going to do a no-nonsense captain impression from that era because we all know what that impression would be, and I don't think it's appropriate for me to do it. So I'm not going to do it, but the no-nonsense captain puts Tamron and McVitie together in the hopes that Tamron can just control McVitie just a little bit, get him back onto the straight and narrow. Tamron's not happy. Tamron is not happy at all. He's heard the stories of McVitie. He thinks he's a bad cop. He thinks he's reckless. He thinks he will just endanger his life. He's not happy about this at all. And from McVitie's side, he's not happy either. He's heard of Tamron. He's heard good things about Tamron. But he knows they're not going to mesh. It's just going to slow him down. He works alone. He doesn't want a partner. He doesn't want an appendage, albatross to weigh him down. He just wants to go out there, do it by himself. But they're partnered up. They get into some wacky side adventures as their friendship grows. You know, they like the same hot dogs. McVitie probably saves Tamron's life. Tamron then probably saves McVitie's life. Probably something about a boy and more icing sugar, some overdose story. And then some heartwarming nonsense with the family as McVitie starts to love Tamron's family. And it turns out he's got a heart of gold, even though he just looks like an absolute mad idiot. And it's all very nice, and people are laughing, and there's blood, and there's gunfights, and pew 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 pew. But then we get into the meat of the story, where they uncover that the icing sugar ring is actually being run by the captain.
What a twist!
And they have to go after the captain. Tamron is devastated. He's worked for this captain for 30 odd years. Wait, I'm mixing this with Police Academy 6. It's fine. He has worked with this captain for pretty much all of his career. Obviously, he wasn't the captain for the whole time, but he is gutted. He's absolutely gutted by this. McVitie, for his part, he's new to the precinct. He doesn't give a shit. He just wants to take the captain down, whereas Tamron is aware that you can't just rush the captain because he's scared of what if other cops are involved. That's his biggest fear. Tamron starts to stake out the captain, sees he has a meeting with a couple of underlings, a couple of foot soldiers, and he wants to question them, but he wants to question them off the record, off book, off location. And he moans to McVitie that he doesn't know how to do it, how to go about it. Do you invite one of the cops down to the bar? But he doesn't want to come across as needy or desperate. He doesn't want the kind of his probings to get back to the captain, because obviously he doesn't want to tip the captain off, and he just doesn't know how to go about it. And he's sitting at home with his family, and he's talking to his wife about this problem when the phone rings, because they have phones now. And he answers the phone. It's McVitie, and McVitie sounds hyper. He sounds out there, even for McVitie, and he says, "I've done it." And Tamara goes, "You've done what?" And McVitie goes, "I've done it." And Tamara goes, "You've done what?" And then McVitie goes, "I've done it." And this goes on for about a good half hour. Everybody's laughing in the cinema. What has he done? We don't know. And finally, it turns out that McVitie has kidnapped one of the foot soldiers, who was called Pat. He has him tied up on the beach with the tide rising. And as Tamarin turns up, Pat is waist deep into the water, and it will go above his head and kill him. And Tamarin McVitie is the mad one. McVitie is kind of just circling him on a small paddle boat, not asking questions, just making random noises. He's a little bit drunk, and he probably has sex addiction, I don't know. And Tamarin is kind of flabbergasted by what he sees. He just doesn't know what to make of it. So he kind of wades into the sea. He doesn't have a little paddle boat of himself. I think the paddle boat that McVitie is riding is going to be one of those like pedal boats that looks like a swan. I think that'd be a nice image. Just a crazed donut in a swan paddle boat, drinking beers and making random Mel Gibson noises. I think that's a strong image right there. Just let that sink in. Let that image sink in. Anyway, Tamarin wades out and he pulls Pat to the shore, much to McVitie's chagrin. And McVitie kind of beaches the swan at high speed, the paddleboat swan, onto the beach, jumps out, and they say, "Tamarin, what are you doing? We got to ask this man questions." And then Tamarin's like, "You can't just torture a guy." And then McVitie goes, "But he's a dirty cop." And then Tamarin says, "But we don't know that. And even if he is a dirty cop, we can't just kill him and torture him." And McVitie goes, "Dirty cops are the worst kind of cops." And Tamarin goes, "Yes, I know, but that doesn't mean we can treat them on this." And then McVitie goes, "But if you don't cut out the cancer, then it'll kill the force." And then there's a huge, one of these really lecture-y type scenes where it's all about, you can't take bad cops, but and then but you got to do justice to everybody. It's all fairly boring, but the bromance is there. It's a little bit icy, but you can see they're starting to bond. They're arguing, but they're bonding. They're arguing, but they're bonding. It's all good fun. And then finally Tamarin decides that he has Pat here and he needs to ask him questions. And they question him, and it turns out that he is working for the captain. The captain is in charge of the icing sugar ring, and that there is a huge shipment coming in that very evening. I know, right? It's convenient. Doesn't matter. So they need to get there, and they also need to make sure that Pat cannot raise the alarm. So they tie Pat into McVitie's caravan. They put the dog, Sebastian, as guard dog, and he's a deadly Twinkie. You don't want to mess with him. He will rip your cake balls off. That's what McVitie says anyway. And they rush to where the drug deal is going down. It's on a boat. They always seem to be on big boats, right? Big boats by the wharf. He's on a big boat. There's gunfights. There's icing sugar going all around. Pew 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 pew. They make their way up the boat. And McVitie's very loose cannon. He's just shooting everyone. Tamarin's really not going for his gun. He's got his gun, but he's not. He's got it out, but he's not really shooting it. He's just trying to, kind of quietly get to where he needs to go. But McVitie's like, no, fuck it. Pew, 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 pew. And Tam's like, calm down, McVitie. And then McVitie's like, no, pew, 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 pew. Anyway, they get to the captain. And he's surrounded by the ice and sugar. All the other people are dead. And Tamarin is like, "Captain, you're under arrest." And the captain's like, "I'm not going in. I ain't going to jail. You got to. You're under arrest. You're done. You're done." And as Tamarin approaches, the captain pulls out a gun that nobody saw and shoots Tamarin. And Tamarin goes down. He disappears into a big black hole. You don't know if he's alive or dead. He's alive, but you don't know if he's alive or dead, but he's clearly alive. We all know he's alive, but you don't know if he's alive or dead. And the tension. And McVitie snaps. And he pulls out 8 million guns that you never knew he had, and he just constantly fires all of them, pew 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 pew, in kind of like a Final Fantasy VII, you know, where Cloud did the kind of like the sword slash. It's just that, but with guns, and he's just flying to all the different guns, just shooting the captain. And then the captain is obviously backing down a long hallway, which wasn't there before, but it is now for the symmetry in the shot. And he's just been back down the hallway. He's been covered with ice. He's going, And you're like, my God, he's had like 8,000 bullets. Is he not dead yet? But no, he's not. There's more bullets. He's like, And then he falls down, and he's clearly dead because he's covered in icing sugar and cake blood. And, you know, he's been shot like 8 bazillion times. There's no way he's alive. So McVitie decides to go and find Tamron. And Tamron, he's hurt. He's hurt, but he's alive. And McVitie's like, you're going to get out of this. You're going to get out of this. And, you know, McVitie is calling in backup, because they didn't call in any backup because it was the captain, but the whole thing's down there, and they're calling in backup. They need an ambulance. He's like, don't worry, Tamron, you're going to make it. You're going to make it. And then, oh my God, wouldn't you believe it? The captain wasn't dead. It's amazing. And he gets up, and he's pulling his gun, and he's going to shoot McVitie right in the head, and McVitie will be dead. And then Tamron, in his injured state, pulls out his gun, and he shoots the captain once, and the head explodes. So, you know, he's definitely dead now, because nobody can survive with an exploded head. That's cinema rules. Captain's now dead. And then it's all kind of friendly. There's Tamron in the hospital. There's a little bit where you think maybe Tamron did also die because he fainted and all that kind of stuff. But then it cuts to the Christmas scene. And you do one of those bullshit moments where, you know, McVitie goes to the wife, Tamron's wife, and say, you know, I've got this present. I'm so sorry for your loss, all this kind of stuff. And it just turns out she lost an earring, and, you know, Tamron is still alive and well. His arm's in a sling. He got shot a lot, but yeah, he's all right, and they all have a nice Christmas, and then fade to black, and then some kind of cheesy Christmas song plays. Anyway, that'll do it. I hope you enjoyed, chat, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.